Yes, welcome everyone here to the Smasher Evening Show right here on Smash FM here on a Thursday here in Melbourne. Because let's talk a bit about music in particular and go to our friends over in the US in particular and of course we've got a very special guest on the show. Of course, her name is Faith. She joins us on the show right now. Thanks, Faith, for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
No worries. Well, tell us a bit, obviously, at the moment, with the current situation, with the COVID situation at the moment, I guess, have you had a chance to sort of, do any like live streaming performances?
Yeah, I actually haven't done any of those, which I have some planned for the future at some local venues with my band and things, which is cool. But I've really just been focused on writing music and, social media, my website, and promoting my new music that just dropped. So that's kind of my focus now.
Now, you just mentioned about the obviously the new music that you've already done. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, so on May 24th, my birthday, my 21st birthday, I dropped my first single. It's called Shh. It's super fun. It's really just kind of shows who I am, and I think a lot of girls can relate to it, or anybody can relate to it in general. So, that just dropped, and I have a lot more in store. I've been recording a bunch of more songs, so they'll keep coming, and I just wanted to use this platform that American Idol gave me to kind of just show the world who I am as, an original artist and things. So super exciting.
Now, obviously, you mentioned about American Idol.
Yeah.
Obviously, completed, I think, about a couple of weeks ago now, maybe last week or the week before.
Yes.
Tell us a bit about the American Idol experience.
Yeah, so starting from the audition, that audition was super crazy, super intense. It was definitely something different for me because I come from, in Louisiana, there's a lot of venues where bands play. So that's kind of how I, got into music, was playing in a band since I was 10. So doing a, a cappella performance in front of 3 important people was super nerve-wracking. I did not like that. It was really uncomfortable. So, once I got past that round, I was excited to, finally get a band behind me and get a full stage with a lot of energy at Hollywood Week. So getting into Hollywood Week, that was super intense, super crazy. Definitely learned a lot about myself and like the limits of myself. And then Hawaii was beautiful. That was one of my favorite performances for sure. It was amazing. The crowd was so attentive and just all their energy. It was awesome. And then the live shows from home. So that was pretty interesting too. It was just a great process, and I learned so much about myself and, exactly what I want to do with my career.
Now, of course, I had 2 other obviously your fellow contestants on the show. Obviously, one was just up the road in Atlanta, Georgia, and the other one, obviously, in Canada, Lauren.
Nice.
So tell us a bit about those 2.
Yeah.
And was it to be part of the top 20?
Yeah. So did you chat with Sanaya? Is that who you said? Yeah. Oh, me and Sanaya were roommates in LA. I love Sanaya. Like, that is my girl. She is so talented. She comes from like a musical family, so she's been around music her whole life. And, being from kind of close to the same area, like, we get along perfectly. Lauren is awesome. Actually, so the thing about the show is that if you're under 18, the minors are usually grouped in their own little area. Like, we don't really see them a lot. So in Hawaii, that's kind of when I got to know Lauren. And then in LA, definitely. She's amazing. She's super talented, and she's been doing a lot with her music. So she's awesome. Everybody's so great on the show, and we all just became a big family, and we talk all the time in our group message and things. So it's great.
Now, I asked Shania and Lauren this question, which I'm going to ask you as well.
Yeah.
Which is, tell us, obviously you mentioned about going to Hawaii and obviously how special that was. I guess, tell us a bit about, I guess, did you ever thought when you went on American Idol that you'd be traveling all the way to Hawaii and perform in front of an amazing group of people?
Yeah, when I auditioned, I had 0 expectations to be on the show. I was just, just going for it. I knew that I had a secure job of being an entertainer in Louisiana. So I knew, that's what I would go back to if that didn't work out. So I really was just, ready for the ride to see what happened. And then when I made it to Hollywood Week, it was like, okay, I'm really doing this. Like, get your head on, get your game face on. And Hawaii, like, being in Hawaii was the most surreal part. Like, that was like, you worked hard, you got yourself here, and you did it. So really, it was mind-blowing. And even now, I'm still processing everything that happened, because when you're there, it happens so quick. You're like, it's not real. It doesn't feel real. So like now I'm still thinking, I'm like, wow, I really did that. And it was an experience I'll never forget. What I usually tell people is, apart from how they show it on TV, the real life journey was so much more like magical and, just insane. That was what really stood out to me, and something that I'll never forget. The TV part was a whole different aspect, but they were both amazing opportunities, and it was cool.
Now, I have to ask, now you mentioned about doing live performances from home, obviously with the COVID situation. How strange was that?
Yeah, I personally, when I found out we were going from LA back home due to COVID, I was actually relieved, because if we didn't go back home, our performances would be in a few days, and I was not ready. My mental space I was not ready. I needed to go home, focus. I needed to be by my family. And so coming home, for me personally, that's exactly what I needed. And even though I didn't make it past that round, I feel like I gave a performance that I needed to, kind of just show everybody what I really can do, and just a different element of myself. So, yes, we missed out on the stage performance and, that whole production, but I learned a lot of things about myself being at home. So I'm grateful for it. It was cool.
I'm interested to hear what you're going to answer my next question, because obviously Sinai and Lauren have, I guess, different, answers to this question, which is,
yeah,
does American Idol, now being on it, how much has that changed your life now in the way that you want to go forward with your music journey?
That's a great question. I think before American Idol, my career was to do festivals and weddings and local shows. Now, my vision, I've always had a vision of being an original artist, but before I couldn't really see that, I didn't know how to get there, because nobody was watching except for the cover music that I was doing live, so I didn't have a following on the internet. Now I do. And now people are caring about my music, caring about my art and how I do it. It's really just given me the chance to really, do what I've been dreaming of doing. So there's people watching, people who care about my work, and that's all I could ever ask for. It's a great start, and I think that's all American Idol is about, is giving you, the start to your career.
Now, I have to ask, and I think you answered it probably a couple of questions ago, but how did you get involved in music, and why did you choose it?
Yeah, when I was 10 years old, my choir teacher convinced me to do a talent show at the local school talent show, and I sang "The Climb" by Miley Cyrus. It was the first time I ever sang in public. I used to sing at home all the time, but then a 10-year-old band that was already together recruited me to be their singer. So I joined their band, and we literally played everywhere in Louisiana, like festivals, private events, like everywhere. It was crazy. We even traveled outside the state a couple times at 10 years old. So then that's immediately I knew that's what I'm supposed to be doing. So I ended it with them. They kind of went to do a different genre. I wanted to do more soul and R&B. So I made my own band and performed with a bunch of Louisiana singers and legends. And that's it. It just keeps going from there.
Now, obviously, you mentioned obviously pretty lucky that, especially where you're currently based in Louisiana, it's a pretty music-orientated state. And obviously, and I asked the same question to Tiana as well. How special is to sort of be in a state where music's almost life?
Oh, that being from Louisiana has made me exactly who I am. There's no doubt about that. I have no clue if I would pursue music if I wasn't here. Like, the opportunities to perform live are endless. And honestly, that's why I truly believe my performance skills are better than my vocal skills, because that is literally all I've worked on. I only sing when I'm on stage having a microphone in my hand. And that's all due to Louisiana and just the heavy opportunities to perform. But it's really just given me so many, unbelievable experiences, and it just made my bio super long, because now I've done a whole lot of things in my life. So it's been great.
Now, obviously, where you are in Louisiana, not far from the music city of Nashville, in Tennessee,
Yes.
which I've had the privilege of going to. I guess, have you had a chance to perform in the music city?
Actually, whenever I went to one of the audition rounds for American Idol, when they did the little bus tour, I went to Nashville, and I literally told my mom, she's like a momager, she works so hard. She told the singer that was singing in a restaurant that I was going to audition for American Idol, and I got pulled on stage with him and sang I'd Rather Go Blind and Tennessee Whiskey, and that's it. That's all I've ever performed in Nashville, but it was fun, and they are full of, they love music too, so I can relate to them as well.
And is that something you want to do, like perform in the music city, maybe somewhere down the track again?
Yeah, I'd say if I was to move anywhere, it'd be California. I love New York too, but I wouldn't go to Nashville. I want to kind of get out the South. I want to go, somewhere different and kind of explore. I think American Idol, being able to travel to California, showed me that's where I want to be. So.
Now, I have to ask, obviously you're amazing Australian fans, and are dying to know that are you thinking about coming to perform down here in Australia?
I would love to. If you have any opportunities to call me, and I will do it. I would love to. That's a dream for sure.
Well, we'll see what we can do to make that happen.
Yes.
Now, consider what you've achieved, and especially being on American Idol. What does music mean to you now?
Music consumes my life. Music is every part of everything I do. My brain never turns it off. Like, that's I go to sleep singing songs. I wake up making songs. That's all I do. It is definitely my life for sure.
Now, other than being on American Idol, what will be some other music highlights?
There's so many. Something special that I can say is being able to perform at special events, for example, like national anthems, or at certain funerals or weddings, or the weddings are magical. Just, being able to bring people together with music. I think that's the most special part about what I do, and making people happy, or just bringing something beautiful to the event. I think that's very special with music. And yep, that's it.
Now, what genre of music do you perform for anyone that hasn't heard your music before, and trying to figure out what genre of music that you perform?
My genre is definitely R&B and soul. I'm from Louisiana, and that's what we do.
Of course, I have to ask. Now, you mentioned about what you want to do, I guess, now you've been on American Idol. Yeah, now with the COVID situation at the moment, obviously we're hopefully to get over the other side of it.
Yeah.
Have you now set some short or long-term ambitions?
Definitely. So I have already a bunch of shows lined up. We've been having them lined up. So Louisiana, like I said, is full of opportunities to play. So I'll be doing a bunch of shows, but I also plan within the next year, I'm going to write a whole lot of music, drop a whole lot of music videos, promote it all. And then I eventually just want to go to California and pursue it there, and kind of leave the cover music behind, and just push my music that I created and just keep creating. And that's, the overall general plan.
Now, I asked Sanaya this question.
Yeah.
Also, she's from Atlanta, and she mentioned that the one thing she would love to also do, other than what you've just mentioned as well, that she wants to perform at a Super Bowl when obviously, hopefully, when it's in Atlanta. Obviously, you're from Louisiana. Obviously, the New Orleans Saints is in Louisiana, and they're at the
Yeah.
Superdome. Is that something you want to do, to maybe perform at an NFL game or any other sporting events around the state?
Of course, I would love to perform at a huge show like that. I think definitely that would be in the big future for me. But I think if I work hard, if I make enough original music, if I get signed, all that is, just definitely that's in the ball game for me. I would love to do that, and I think I have to work hard before I can do that. But yeah, I would love it.
Now, what would be your advice to our Australian viewers or listeners that are watching this that want to get involved in music?
I would say if you want to do music, really dig in deep to who you are and find out, what you want to portray as yourself and what is your identity as a person, and make that come out in your music. Because to me, there's nothing more special than creating music that represents who you are and what you believe. And, there's people out there that can connect to you however you are. If you believe this or that, or you feel whatever you feel, people will connect to that. So I think that's the important part, because being yourself allows people to, really want to know you and embrace you. So, yeah.
Now, let's finish up with a couple of lighthearted questions as well.
Okay.
Which is, any embarrassing moments throughout any of your performance in music?
That's a good one. Yeah, okay. I don't know if this is embarrassing, but to me it was. I would say just in American Idol, on my third song in Hollywood Week, I don't even think anybody knows this, I forgot every single word. I made the entire song up. Go back and watch it. I made every single word up. I get off the stage and I called Jobin, my duet partner, because he was at the hotel, and I was like, okay. He's like, how'd you do? I'm like, honestly, I forgot it all and blanked out and made up the whole thing. And I made it past the round. So I'm like, okay, I guess I did it right. I don't.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
It was a mess.
I noticed it. I might have to watch it back now.
Yes, it's Cry Baby. It's my third song in the little flower dress. You'll see it.
Well, you just answered my next question about forgetting the words to a song. So I'll move on to the next one, which is, obviously, being part of the top 20. Obviously, you've met some amazing contestants in the top 20. Are any of them comedians?
Okay, the only person that came to my head is Doug the Garbage Man. Doug is the funniest person I've ever met. I love Doug. He was doing a live with American Idol, and they asked him, they're like, who's one of your people that you love, blah, 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 like who they didn't show me yet. Nobody knew me. And he was like, I love Faith. And the producer guy was like, no, they didn't show her yet. You can't say that. I'm like, Doug, I love you too. But that's really, Doug is a trip. He's hilarious. And that's the only one I can, he's great.
I love it. Now, obviously, everyone in the top 20 are great singers, so I'm going to skip that question. Are any of them are great dancers, or they think they are?
Yes, Sam is the best dancer ever. Sam can make me laugh all day at the way she dances. Jovin dances good. Sam just funny. I don't know. Sam, we have tons of videos in the hotel room, like late at night, all of us girls just cutting up dancing. Sam is funny.
Now, I have to ask, you've been there in California for the American Idol, obviously went to Hawaii as well. Is there any, silly or funny moments, either on stage or off stage, that you would like to share with us?
Oh, I'll tell you something very crazy. Oh my goodness. So it was probably 4 or 5 a.m. in Hawaii, and we had about 7 days of free time. We basically just had an hour of vocal lessons a day. So we would do whatever. in the nighttime, just cut up and hang out, whatever. So it was about 5 a.m. and me and Jobin were sitting in the hotel lobby. And all I hear is two people coming zooming down the hallway. And I'm it's Amber. Do you remember Amber? She had the red hair, super pretty. Amber and her friend Oscar. They're just coming and they literally dove on the floor laughing. And we're like, what is going on? It's like 5 a.m. And guess what happened? Amber says, come see this. So we walk all the way to like the hotel area. She was like, so I went to go kick a leaf. You know how you're just walking and you kick a leaf on the road? And she said the leaf started rolling and it wasn't really light. She kicked a rat. She kicked a rat. It was a rat. That poor girl done killed the rat. When I tell you, I'll never, ever forget that. So then we go and get it some cheese and water and hope it's alive, you know. The thing can barely move. It's like limp. I'm like, oh my God, you did it. It was like 5 a.m. and that was it.
Well,
Yeah,
so on the show and that. Now, of course, I've got to finish up. There's one last question, which is for everyone that should follow you on social media and for the music channel, how can they go about it?
Yeah, so I have an Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. Everything is at Faith Becnel. And my website is faithbecnel.com. It's super simple, and the links to everything's on there. If you forget, real easy. So check me out, follow me, and thank you for your love and support. And I hope to see you out there someday.
Well, Faith, thank you so much for getting up your time to join us. Obviously, in the afternoon, your time, and best of luck once we somehow get over this hurdle of the COVID situation. Hopefully, for our Australian listeners and viewers, that we get to see you down here in our great city of Melbourne.
Yes, thank you very much. Nice chatting with you.
No worries. And that's Faith there, of course, part of the top 20 in the American Idol. Obviously, the season just recently finished. And, of course, you can follow her, of course, as she mentioned, throughout her social media outlets. There's more on the Smash Evening Show right after this. Don't go away here on the Thursday edition.